All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We are back on a Wednesday evening. It's about 80 degrees here in Jersey, guys. Welcome back to the channel, getting you on the grind and improving your mind every single video or live stream that we do. Guys, make sure you, if you're just coming in, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And make sure you can talk to us through the live chat or leave a comment below if you're watching through playback. Today, we're going to have a little bit of fun, but at the same time, see if we can get some education and react to this Jubilee video. Is like an hour long. It's like a debate, I guess, with like a bunch of people. It's called All Men Falling Behind. I guess like anti-feminist versus feminist, something like that. We're gonna dissect what's going on, give our 2 cents, and see if we can all learn something from this video. This is gonna be part 1 of 2 videos. This thing is an hour, and we have lives, believe it or not. So we're only gonna do about half of this today, maybe half of it tomorrow. So
we'll get it all going. So let me pull it up for you guys. And I also have the link to it in the description, so you can watch it whenever you feel like watching it. But we're gonna do half of this today, and then we'll do the rest of it probably tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, so let's just begin. And yeah, I don't know what kind of cringe I'm running into right now, but we're running.
Oh yeah, we be running. Hold on, let me just.
Can I ask you a question though, or ask the group a question?
Yeah,
There's more world
intro.
leaders who are male, and typically I think
Good,
leadership.
that's a good thing. Women should not be in positions of extreme leadership like presidents, et cetera, because we're too emotional.
I'm feeling a lot of emotion right now.
Oh no. Oh my
Wait.
god. So it turns out we are reacting to guys that are feminists. What?
And then
wait. Male feminists. What can you say? What are they fighting for? Are they trying to slide into the pussy? Or are they trying to fight for women's equality because they really care?
It's the right thing to do.
I guess you guys
You be the judge.
will be the judge of that. I'm just here to make a few jokes.
Yeah. And then
maybe
they're facing female anti-feminists.
Oh, so the tables have turned. Female
how have the turntables?
Anti-feminists. So women, you know what? I'm going to say that I think most people are feminists, or if not, everyone is to some degree, whether it be high or low, a feminist, because you've been indoctrinated with feminine ideals from the beginning of your life, and it's all over the media. It is in some way, it is brainwashed into your mind of feminist ideology these days, I think. So let's go into it.
If you agree, step forward. Women have more privileges today than men.
I went back and forth on this one, thinking about the difference between more and different. I think women have.
Wait, we've seen this woman.
Have we?
Sure. I'm pretty sure we've seen her on a different show. I don't remember which one. I think it was probably on.
She's back
on the one with the button. I don't think she was on the button one, but she was on one of those shows that we've probably seen before.
What rights do women have that men? Sorry, what rights do men have that women don't? I really don't know. Can you think of anything? Because I cannot
offhand. I mean, off the cuff right now, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
It looks like I'm not that educated, guys. It looks like I have some research to do.
Yeah,
because the pay gap is bullshit. So
yeah,
different privileges than men have. But with this new feminist movement that is arising more of the third, fourth wave, we are finding, I think, that women are placed and pedestalized above men in a lot of ways.
She's been on the red pill spaces, I think. The blonde one?
The blonde one?
Yeah.
There's affirmative action hiring and scholarships where women sometimes even regardless of academics.
This chick, I think is on has been on what's that guy? Tim Pool or whatever, Timcast.
Oh, maybe.
Pretty sure she's been on that.
Oh, that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure that's where I've seen her. I'm sorry, guys.
Or achievement are prioritized above men, but men also have different privileges that they get to access. I struggle to say more, but I think I do agree with the feminist movement now. There is more.
If you are born into this life with a vagina, you inherently have 10 times more privilege than a man. From the time they are little, girls are always like doted on and you're so pretty and cute.
Very coddled.
They're coddled, right? As they should be, you know, we want that feminine nurturing energy in them. You can kind of be a degenerate woman and have a hot body.
Hit the pause button. I don't know if she's trying to appeal to the guy in his basement that has not seen any act. I mean, congratulations. I don't know if those are fake. You guys know what I'm talking about. They're right in your face. You can't miss them. I mean, I'm trying not to look at the physical right now, but my male hormones, they have been corrupted by constant activity around me in my
His
life.
primal brain.
Yes, my primal brain has been activated. To what degree? I don't know. I don't even know if I find this girl appealing. It's just I see things in my face that I don't know if I can.
She looks like she's in her late 40s.
She's been through a couple flakes. Guys flaked on the date, and she's not. Maybe she's maybe she wanted to find out why.
Be a millionaire on OnlyFans. Men don't have that privilege. Now, women don't have to like work to get a guy. They're just hot. And then guys come to them and spend their resources on them. A man has to prove himself. He has to build a body. He has to make money. He has to build influence.
Well, above all of that, men need to develop their own game, their own social charisma, their own identity of who they are and what they represent into the world. This is something most guys lack in today's society. They don't know who they are, what their mission is in life, what they want to do with their life. They go to community college and waste thousands of dollars to a degree they're never going to use, and then they end up working at ShopRite. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, guys. I mean, like the things that she's saying, these qualities, these specific.
I mean, though, of course, they're part of it. But
these specific things I feel like is necessary for a man to move about throughout the world, but it's not in correlation to having to be with women. It one does not equal the other. Those qualities, those traits that she's talking about, are to keep you continuing through life and to make your life a little easier, and to make things so you're not depressed sitting somewhere alone in a a room, in the dark room. Like that's not what you want to do. You want to have all these traits to make your life happy, to make your life better. But those traits do not get you women. They don't. It's like Andrew said, it's all about your game. It's about what the things that, your charisma and everything like that helps you get women. Like, just because you have money does not mean you can get women.
Yeah. You think Bill Gates is having sex? You really think Bill Gates? No.
Have you seen him?
He's paying for prostitutes, most likely, and he's on that island that we're not supposed to talk about either. But whatever.
Yeah.
To become a protector, a provider. Women just have that naturally by just having a vagina.
That's why it's frustrating, because the feminist movement has been all about women acting like they don't have rights and acting like they have it pretty hard in the modern day world. I can't think of a single thing that I don't have that a guy has, or
I can't.
That they only
like,
I would say the one thing I would say is the safety thing. That's the only thing that I would say, is that women are disadvantaged from, by nature. Women are not as physically strong. I mean, you're physically strong, but as physically strong.
I'll take it.
It's great.
That's because she has her arms.
And men just are. And if you're walking down a dark alley as a woman, you're gonna feel some type of way sometimes.
That's
right?
why we need guns.
Well, there you go.
Why is a woman walking down a dark
She
alley?
was like, that's why we need guns. We need to be strapped.
She just went full on Second Amendment. I want guns now. I was like, whoa, wait, whoa. Hold on. Be careful with that fucking shotgun, because some women can't, hold these big shotguns. They go, boom, they just destroy their shoulders and
their back.
Yeah, please make sure you have enough bone mass to carry those big guns.
Please be careful.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about like the judicial system when it comes
that girl
to,
Portia.
let's say,
That's on
domestic
YouTube.
dispute.
I tried to do my.
If a woman calls the police, they automatically show up, arrest the man. The Duluth model.
Duluth model focuses on men who commit the crime of domestic violence and female victims. I mean, its theory is based on an understanding of male power, control, and dominance is as culturally and historically pervasive, and which allowed, if not encouraged, men to control women, sometimes using violence.
You should not be able to control a woman. I think you can influence her at max, but you got to do what you got to do. You just got to be who you are.
We also have a comment in the chat. We got a comment in the chat. Let me bring it up for you. Let's read it off. Women have fought for the rights they have forever. What is she talking about?
I don't know.
Listen.
I don't know.
Listen. Women have always had rights.
I mean, they've not always had
certain rights. They did not. They didn't have, like voting. Like that.
No, what rights they don't have now, I don't know. I mean, I could, if I was a woman, I'd be sucking dick to get a promotion, and I could probably damn do it too. Don't underestimate my skills. No homo.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
just
I think
that's
that's how you
Anyway.
pronounced it. And that's already in place. It's not necessarily like a right or anything, but it's certainly in all of the police departments. Is if feminism is all about equality, why would you automatically arrest a man? When they arrest him, his name is in the newspaper automatically. The fact that a woman can say Jane Doe and she doesn't have to put her name out there, what skin in the game is there?
And there's so many instances of that. I know men personally who have had domestic violence within the relationship with children involved, unfortunately. And the woman attacked the man in front of the child, and he's still. I know 2 instances personally, and he's still fighting to get the child back. That's from the Me Too movement. Congratulations, you guys got that.
It kind of invalidates the women who do come forward and who have faced rape and sexual assault and all of that, because then it kind of turned into a Twitter hashtag.
That's correct.
Where women were like, oh, you know what, I'm going to join, like, this seems fun, like
for clout.
It's not
for
fun.
clout. I think it's a mixed bag. I don't think the Me Too movement was inherently harmful. It's the Me Too movement when you couple it with something like believe all women. That's when it becomes
and the victimization of women who aren't really victims.
The prompt is, do women have more privileges? We have privileges simply by virtue of being women. We have privileges with affirmative action. We have privileges in family court, and we have privileges as far as being believed and forgiven. That's something that should be acknowledged.
That's correct.
Can I have a disagree a step forward?
Me? I agree with what you're saying. Like, the whole thing with like domestic violence is like that really shouldn't be happening. That's domestic violence mostly is a man's fault, regardless of if they are the attacker or being attacked. Because
a man should have emotional self-control, and if he does not, that we don't, on this channel, we don't call that a man, we call that a male. A male does not hit no, a male hits women. Men do not. We don't hit women. We don't engage in sexual, we don't negotiate in assault of a woman or sexual assault either. We don't do that. We know that if a woman's not feeling us in that way, we leave and go find someone who does. We do not waste time with girls who are combative and who are disrespectful and that want to hit you. And we don't deal with women that we would ever hit, because we know that we can simply just leave, and that's the end of it. We don't have time to deal with that.
Yeah,
we're busy.
And it's the same way when if the woman is attacking the man too. The man, if it's a man that's being attacked, he's not going to tolerate that. He's going to leave immediately. And so it, regardless of which side it is the man's fault. So yeah, just violence should not be in here at all.
Don't let that be.
Forward.
And now the disagreeing.
I appreciated the distinction of more versus different privileges. You can't just use a broad brush.
Sounds like soy. I sense soy. Does anyone sense oat milk? Because I sense oat milk and soy milk. I sense the blood is dripping with the soy.
It's seeping.
Let's find out what Pod has to say.
Men have more than women. That's it. Like women that must inherently then have no privileges. That's not how it works. And that's where we start to get into the idea of like intersectionality, where another woman who had a different experience, if it was a trans woman, if it was a woman of color, if it was a woman who was,
we're including trans women into feminism.
Why are we always bringing up the
the face?
They randomly come with the whoa. I mean, Mike and I, we can't speak on that because we don't know. We don't really know much about that.
Yeah, we don't. We aren't that, and we don't know how that stuff goes. So we don't want to.
I try not to stick my nose where it doesn't belong. What we talk about on this channel is nutrition. We talk about
fitness
and dating advice a little bit, and
between men and women.
Like human dynamics to a point, but we don't really go into surgery of that kind. It's not really our. I have a dick, and I know how to use it, and I know I could say what I've been through, but I can't really talk about what life would be like if I didn't have a dick, because I've never been in that position.
Yeah, exactly.
We have another comment, I think.
Yeah, yes, we do. Let's bring it up real quick. For some reason I can't. There it is. Let's see it here. The whole #MeToo movement was the worst thing. There should be a statute of limitations on that. There have been women that say, "Oh, he did this," or that, but it was 16 years ago. Shut up at that point. Yeah, exactly. It at first. Hold on. Oh fuck! I'm sorry. Jesus, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. The whole Me Too movement. I mean, like, it got out of hand, 100%, and people were using it wrongly. and they were using it for the fact to just get attention, because that is what social media does. And when you add a way to get attention with the power of social media, you create terrible things. You create monsters. But let's continue and let's see what this pog face is going to say.
And I think we definitely should.
I don't think we should at
Oh,
all.
oh, this is, and I'm sorry. We just watched this for 2 seconds and now we're back. This is like the whole thing with J.K. Rowling here, because I know J.K. Rowling. I think the whole situation. Thank you. I see your. God bless you. The whole thing with J.K. Rowling was like, she's feminist or whatever, but like she doesn't believe, I think, trans women or women or something like that. It has something to do with that, and that whole thing blew up. And she has, I'm assuming, the same beliefs as well.
I think that trans women should not be a part of the feminist movement, because a man, just because they, wake up and feel like they can be a woman one day, could come in and then suddenly know what it's like to have a period or know what it's like to have a child. It's anything from men replacing women in sports to men replacing women on podcasts during Women's Month, and when we're talking about women's health, or you've even got biological men who think they're women going to the White House speaking on behalf of all women.
I do have a question for you based on the prompts, though, because you've lived in both experiences, at least socially. I'm curious, when you transitioned to male and people started perceiving you as male, like most people did today, what privileges changed for you, or what did you see enter your life that you didn't have before?
Yeah, and that's
before they start speaking, I like how she is trying to be constructive and trying to create an atmosphere that is not only just genuine, but like it allows conversation, because nowadays you don't really see that. You just see people pointing fingers, yelling and screaming and being emotional. I like this. I like the back and forth. I like the dynamic of constructional speaking and being able to have a debate and having a conversation.
That's sort of where a lot of my beliefs in feminism do lie, is because being out into the world as a gay woman was the way I was seen. Men treated me definitely not nearly as well as they did. I was bullied in school. I had people call me slurs, and it seemed like it was because I was threatening to like the male structure that we are in, where it's like male and female. Because I was a female who liked females, I was somehow infringing on that, and so they didn't like me. Things change naturally when you socially transition and are perceived by the world in a different way.
I think that's a man.
I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on that. I just want to listen to what they're saying, and
yep.
Then,
when I transitioned from being perceived as female to the world to just pretty much passing or blending full time as male, was that I got a lot more respect from other men. People listened to me and took me seriously in a social passing setting. People aren't going to harass women who are around me if I'm walking with them at night, which is just a benefit I never thought about.
With caveat, actually. So I say that yes, there are some privileges that women have.
Look at this dude. Look at this dude
why
with
is
these
he
muscles.
Why is he a feminist?
Alpha elite.
Yeah, okay.
Look at that shirt.
Okay.
Jesus.
Daniel.
Come on, man. Come on, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Bruh.
Use your power for something else.
That men don't. But also there's privileges that men have that women don't. I don't think women are more
like
privileged
what
in our society, because I could get a woman pregnant and I could just run away.
They could get you.
No, there are many laws in different states that will
they will track you down.
Yeah, they will find you. And men who are impregnating women and running away are dumb for not wearing condoms. I mean, if sometimes the condom, it's kind of understandable, but you should not be hitting these girls raw.
Yeah, dog.
Don't do that. Do not do that.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that now.
Anyway.
For child support, which they do.
Are you saying she can't run away?
Go to jail.
Are you saying she can't run away from
money.
the pregnancy?
But you could actually physically leave. I know what you're saying.
At the end of the day, like, I don't see women having more privileges than men, because we don't have the same. There's no way to objectively measure it.
Well, and in the scenario that you,
I mean, that in a sense that's kind of true as well. Like the privileges that women have aren't the same as the ones that men have, but at the same time, like, there are similar ones. There are ones that are similar, but then there's ones that are specifically privileges of specifically men, and then there are privileges that are of specifically women. If you are a woman, you have this privilege. If you are a man, you have this privilege, and then there's ones in the middle because you're human. and that's just how it is. I don't believe that one has more privileges than the other. I just feel like they just have different ones. I don't, and that's just how I don't know. That's just how I'm just trying to biologically think about this and trying to think about this with a level head, not trying to be, emotional, trying to critically think. Because like we say a lot about like men and women, the intersexual dynamics, there are men and women are different. And so men have certain things going on, and then women have certain things going on, but they're not the same.
They are not the same. No.
So that's why I feel like what he was saying was that like men have specific privileges that are specifically for men, and then women have specific privileges that are specifically for women, and there are privileges in the middle that they both might share, or some might believe that they don't. One might not have that the other one does, but there are ones that they can share. So
right.
You pointed out. I mean, if a woman was pregnant, she wouldn't be able to get an abortion in most
In some
parts
states,
of the country.
yes.
Yeah.
In some states,
That's
That's a
absolutely
major
true as well.
disadvantage.
Yeah. You can't get an
corner case,
abortion, but children can go get a gender change at 12 with a
Feels
parent
like you're
at
very
15
fixated on that.
without consent.
That's
It
not
feels,
true.
It feels like you're
I-
very
as someone
fixated
who
on
went
that.
I know the
validity.
laws as well.
I went through this.
I know, in some states you can, and in Thailand you can go at 16 and get your everything cut off.
Guys, it's less than 5%.
I know.
I
It
know.
doesn't matter.
It's such a small
doesn't
subset
matter.
of the
Let's
But you
be
population.
can't. But you can't say that about. It does matter though. When you have a child, you're not a
That's
parent
between
yet.
the parent
here we
and
go.
the child.
Can I ask you a question though, or ask the group a question? There's more world leaders who are male, and typically I think
Good,
Leadership.
that's a
leadership.
good thing.
I know it's
Well, he
weird
was
coming
talking
from
to
me,
me.
but I do want to know. It doesn't bum you out that it's less likely for a woman to become president?
I don't feel bummed out because I know that if I want to pursue something that I want to do, I have every capability to do it.
Why
in
does this
country.
guy care about women being?
Yeah.
Why does he care?
does
I
he
wonder.
care?
Is he? Oh, he Kamala Harris. If you like Kamala Harris, you're a moron. So that cannot be a reason why you think women should be leaders. Kamala Harris is one of the worst vice presidents I've ever seen, and she's more of an elementary school teacher than national vice president, and she's an absolute failure. That's my 2 cents in politics. So there you go. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Fine.
and I'm kind of agreeing with what she's saying so far. I don't remember
Why
her
is
name.
this girl is making this guy look like an idiot? So
Because
the hell?
she said that if she wanted to do something, then she has all the power to put in the work to do it. And yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Like if a woman wanted to be a president, right, then she's gonna practice politics and study law, whatever, all those other things. If she wants to do it, then she'll work at it to do it. Like I feel like that's perfectly okay. If that's what she wants to do, I can't stop her. I can't judge her for doing the things that she wants to do. It's just human nature. Like,
Right.
if she wants to do it, then that's what she's gonna do. If that's what makes her happy, like
right.
Country.
I don't feel bummed out. Women should not be positions of extreme leadership like presidents, et cetera, because we're too emotional.
I'm feeling a lot of
emotional, too.
emotions
Men
right
can be
now.
impulsive.
Apparently.
Men
I'm not
can-
saying
Well,
that.
okay.
Why are you
Well,
feeling
a lot of
a
the
lot
guys are
emotional, bro?
a lot of females are very emotional, especially when you not return their text. And you don't come home on time for it. Where are you? I miss you. Don't cuddle. Like you guys don't even know what women. Anyway, so God, I lost my train of thought. But I think that what's exactly what
she was talking about how women should not be in extreme roles of power like presidents because women genetically are just too emotional.
Well, yeah, but also men have, and then this guy's gonna say, "Well, we get emotional too." Yeah, because you've been raised to be emotional by your single mom or whatever. But it's also not only that; society is raising men to be more emotional and be more like women, and it's not gonna end well for our civilization. We are in big trouble.
Yes.
So men should not be as emotional as they are, but since they are, that's just not good.
Yeah. We don't like that.
Yeah, men can't be
Yeah,
emotional.
Like we had a
Men are
president.
more
We had a president
logical.
who would literally just
And now
go
we
on
have a president
Twitter
whose
every
brain
day,
doesn't
every
work.
second.
Wait, one
Oh God.
person so she can hear us.
To be logical and to be sound is not something defined by gender. It's just something defined by your own
The
psychology.
left and right brained. It
That's just
actually
false.
is though.
That's
But
just
it's not
false.
false.
Oh my God, these people, they're ridiculous. Women are social creatures,
They are, yes.
and they get too attached to their emotions very easily. Men are critical thinkers. We focus on what is right and wrong, what is the consequence to the actions that we do, what we think about a lot of different things. We think about our next move. We think about if I do this, what will happen if I do that? What can go wrong if I do this? Stuff like that. That is what men do. And so being in a position of power, men are easily able to think about the situations that they are put in. A good example is like with like her. I mean, they're not really the greatest examples, but I'll use them anyway. So like when Hurricane Katrina happened in 05, or even 9/11, and you see that meme of like the guy going to George Bush in the kindergarten class hearing about the attack and stuff. Then now he's got to make a plan. He's got to figure out what he's got to do, and so he's got to critically think about the whole situation. He's got to keep calm, be level headed, and a lot of women wouldn't really be able to do that. At least like genetically, biologically, they're not allowed. They're not really able to do that as easy as men can.
It's not
Come on,
false.
man.
It
Come
is
on.
not
Really?
false.
Really?
No, your question about leadership, I think, is a very poignant question because a lot of people are asking that. Why don't we see more female presidents? Why don't we see
Why
more
do we
female
need to see
CEOs or
female
Fortune
presidents?
500
Just do
companies?
the job.
And again, it goes back to those gender differences. There will be women who will be exceptions to the generalized rule of what it means to be feminine. And those women you will see succeed in extreme leadership. But we should also discuss what the conditions of extreme leadership are. We're talking 80-hour work weeks, subscribing yourself to your career and nothing else.
Going family,
and
children.
psychologically,
it's funny that women will, I don't need no man. I'm never gonna submit to no man. The CEO of your company is probably a man, so you're submitting to him, and you're begging for a paycheck. You're putting all these crazy hours into your job and your boss, and you're doing that instead of putting any love and attention to your husband that would probably love you a lot more than your boss would, because your boss doesn't care about you, and you're easily replaceable if you die. But your husband will be extremely upset if you die, and your whole family is destroyed because you die. So a lot of women will sacrifice any future family life and get rid of all that just so they can have this career filled with people who are just trying to either A, fuck them, or B, use her for her talents and then disregard her if anything happens to her job. So yeah, it's pretty sad, disappointing.
Yeah, and like what they're saying as well is that there will be exceptions to the gender norm where women are can be in positions of power because they put in that work, right? But it doesn't mean that everyone can do it. It doesn't mean every woman can. It's more of men, because certain men can build things, but certain men can't. Certain men can run really fast. Some men can't. It's kind of in that sense. Some women are meant to be mothers. Some women are meant to be leaders. It's just how that is. If they go into the correct role that they were meant to do, then that's just how it's supposed to be. You also don't want to put women into positions of power just because they're a woman either. You want to put them in there because of their merit and their ability to act.
Yes.
And biologically, women tend to lean in the direction of not making those choices for themselves, while men are highly competitive, they are highly analytical, systematic, they're willing to put in that time and take extreme measures to gain career status.
Exactly.
But in an egalitarian society, it's about having that choice to make that decision. And
Yes,
that's what feminism
but we
is about.
do.
It's
But
about
we already
having-
have that choice.
We
If,
do
if
have that
I want to go
But
own
it's
my own,
Why are these guys?
What are you guys doing?
Like, I can.
Are you doing
understand-
all this just some
I
pussy?
understand this one. I understand this one being a
Yeah.
feminist. This guy, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this guy.
Such potential.
Yeah, look at this dude's muscles. Look at that.
company
it's
I
being
can.
restricted.
Like I
these
said in the
dudes'
beginning,
Converse.
we've all agreed that the beginning of feminism was going in the right
Humanizing
direction.
women,
It
right?
was humanizing women. It was making them equal to men. It was giving us the same opportunities so that we can go vote, so that I can go get a job, so that.
Why would you want to get a job when you could just be at home?
Well, Mike, the reason is unfortunately our economy is so fucked right now because I don't know what's going on.
I'm not even talking about right now. I'm just talking about back then.
Oh well,
I'm
yeah.
talking about back then. Why would you need a job when you could just be at home and cook and clean and
Just do some,
and
just watch
play with the
some
dog,
kids,
and play with
yeah.
the baby. Like,
they could be a little more stress free than maybe sitting at the drive through window.
I wouldn't know what that life is because I don't do it. So like again, I can't just be like, oh, that's so much better than working 40 hours a week. I can't say that one is better than the other, but I feel like women are like biologically can do that better than men can. Men can like biologically can work heavy labor jobs better than women can. So, in a sense, I mean, I know a lot of women don't work in heavy labor jobs, but in the same aspect, it's why do women want to, other than the fact that they need the money, like to support families, like having two incomes coming in. Other than that, like I don't understand why a woman would want to get a job otherwise, because it doesn't help. It doesn't benefit their biological needs in any way.
It stresses them out and pisses them off when they come home.
And become alcoholics and shit too. It's terrible.
That I can drive a car. Like
She can
there's
run for
other
president if she
countries
wants.
that I know that we weren't talking about other countries, but if you want to talk about feminism, go protect the women who get beat up for driving a car in other countries.
Men are falling behind in society.
Once you meet with a TurboTax.
No, I don't want to meet with a TurboTax guy.
I'm good. I might or might not owe taxes to New Jersey this year, and I'm very upset. So fuck you, TurboTax. Fuck you, New Jersey. I hate you.
Who the hell are you?
What the hell is this guy?
Who let this dude in?
I just think, I mean, we have amazing men here today. It's an honor
thank
to
you.
be on this
You
panel
barely
with
know
you
it.
to see this masculine energy. However,
I don't really see much masculine energy.
I don't
here,
see.
I'm sorry.
I don't see any. Yeah,
like from like, if like we just started and we saw that the other guy that we were talking about before, if we only seen him, I was like, yeah, that's the only masculine energy I see. But then when he started talking, I was like, oh.
I know that men
This
are
guy.
not able to be
This
men
dude right here.
anymore because of the feminist, modern feminist propaganda. I coach men in my practice and they tell me like, I don't even know what I can do on a date anymore. Can I ask a woman out? Am I going to get in trouble for this now?
See,
like,
this is the males that we have to deal with. I feel bad for girls because they got to deal with all these guys that have no idea what they're doing, and then they're not leading, and they're scared, and they won't even say hi to a girl in the parking lot. Like, they're just, this is the times we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah, feels bad.
And you know, so these, I don't really think, if you're getting coaching, don't get don't get dating advice from women when it comes to, because they're not going to tell you all the crying that they
men.
do.
We're talking about specifically for men.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you about all the insecurities they have, all the crying, all the overthinking, the anxiety. They're just gonna tell you to pay for the date. Don't do it.
Yeah,
like her, I kind of want to put my hand around her waist, but maybe that's gonna, I'm gonna be all over social media, this kind of thing. And I think men don't have the balls anymore to just stand up and be a man, be dangerous.
Why are women telling men how to be men?
Fierce.
I want to respond to a lot of what you said.
Please.
Does anybody else want?
You make a really interesting point. However, I feel like a lot of the reasons why men can't actively express masculinity in a positive way is because of the patriarchal structures that we have. Part of where I'm coming from with this is I'm trans. So I was born female. Now I present as male. I came out socially and medically transitioned at 18.
Okay.
The feminist movement is what helped me feel empowered enough to be who I am.
I will give credit. I did not think that this person was ever a female. Actually, good job on that transition, because I really thought you were just a soy boy. Wow. I mean, I don't sense you did hey, you did it pretty good, because I could not sense anything. Yeah, so just want to say.
And no disrespect to your process. I know it's a very strenuous thing that you go through, but I see a woman still. I feel feminine.
I don't see a woman. I'm just gonna say it. I just see a soy boy. I don't see a woman. So I'm gonna disagree. I congratulations on the surgery and whatever you're doing, because I don't sense any girl in there. I mean, I get more gay guy vibes, like more gay guy, soy boy. I'm not hating on gay guys. I'm just saying, like, it's like a very feminine guy. Like soy boy.
Yeah.
I'm you.
That's all right. I totally
so when you
respect
say
that.
you're a man, then it's like, I don't see that.
The way I think about it is more like about individual choice and individual freedom. And if I want to say that I have feminine energy and people view me as masculine or vice versa, then that's their problem.
You're
that's
not
not my problem. And for me, that's what feminism is about giving people the choice to act in accordance with
women. Do you trust a male feminist? Do you really? So I genuinely want to know. Would you girls trust a male feminist on a date? Because this seems like some sneaky stuff to me. I wouldn't. I would not.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah. let us
I
know in
mean,
the
I think
comments.
you would. I think male feminists are great if you want to get a free meal. I support that absolutely. Go get that free meal. Let him pay. Let him be that man. It can't be me, but somebody's gonna do it. Someone's got to serve the fries, baby.
However the hell they want to.
But that's a
not how
very dangerous
feminism started.
society.
That's
to
not how
say-
feminism started, though. Yeah, we went from, wanting equal rights for women and equality for women, and now it's
Humanizing
kind of
women, right?
humanizing women,
Yes.
making it to where I think we all agree, women now are equal to men, and with like third and fourth wave feminism, especially fourth wave feminism, it's kind of turned into individuality, like you said.
It doesn't take a man to tell me how to be a man. It doesn't take a woman either. I can define myself as a man how I want to.
Okay, cool.
I don't need somebody like Andrew Tate to be like, oh, you're not a man unless you do this. I also don't need a woman to come up and be like, you're not a real man if you don't do this. And it's the same with femininity. I'm not going to tell you how to be a woman. I don't think another woman should tell you how to be a woman either.
So what would you tell kids?
Yeah, like he has this. You have a daughter. Do
Yeah.
you really want to be guided by the ambiguous? Define yourself as however you want to.
You have a daughter?
For real?
How?
You know, probably the biggest girl in high school, and he had no other choice. He had to arrange marriage. There are possibilities.
Define yourself, and for her mind to be molded and shaped by men who, no disrespect, women who turn themselves into men and then turn themselves back and say there's a lot of dissatisfaction when the root of the problem wasn't the gender, it was everything else.
Let's
slow down though.
very
I
low.
feel like
Yo, everyone's like, "Ooh-ree." Everyone's freaking out now. Everyone's going.
It's
looked
sort
at
of transitioning, but that's
looked at
neither here nor
percentages
there.
That's also a minority of the population.
feels like you're bundling a lot of ideas, which makes it hard to respond. But
Well,
I
because there's so much data to support.
can you
these.
repeat what's the main question?
Do you
me
want
to
your
answer?
daughter's mind to be formed and shaped by a society that tells her it's okay to be masculine and to be a man, and that she
Totally.
doesn't need a man, and that it's better off for her to be alone and put her career
Well,
first?
I'm
and
really
not have
trying
children?
to find out, are those real? You guys know what I'm talking about. I am being distracted.
I'm really trying to.
This is not fair. This
Come
is
on,
not an
man.
even playing field. It's not an even playing
I'm
field.
trying to listen to this question. I
I'm-
want to respond to this question.
Me too. Me too.
I think it's more likely than not that she'll probably follow a more conventional path. If my daughter grows up and she wants to dress like a boy, like great. If she, for whatever reason, is experiencing gender dysphoria, like we would navigate that together. But that to me, it doesn't scare me. And
That's.
I would all the more want to live in a world
I
that
feel like that's sad because
Why,
it's a very
though?
because my son, I encourage him. I say you are to be, and I really don't care the backlash.
Get those
You're supposed
Jimmy.
to be attracted to women, and
Isn't
I
that
tell
a lot
him,
of pressure?
and I tell no, and I ask him,
But what
who
if
are
he's not?
because life for transgender individuals, and my son's African American as well, is very freaking hard. I don't know if
Yeah,
we can
that-
swear. I'm sorry.
You can.
It's very hard. Do you know this to be true?
Asking people or putting pressure on your son or putting
I
pressure
don't
on my daughter
pressure.
to not.
I just tell him.
Okay, but to not.
I don't find pressure to be. I don't think, especially like when it comes to men, I don't think like putting pressure is that much of a problem. I don't, because like
I will
that's
put
what- that's
pressure on
what
my
men-
son.
That's what men need. I feel like that's what boys need. We need some sort of pressure because men need to overcome obstacles. And so if there is some sort of pressure or some sort of thing, it must be they need to overcome it. And it's kind of like a do or die. Because if you can't overcome this pressure that you're feeling with, then socially, whatever it is, you die. Then you get some sort of problems, you get some sort of issues that make you become like some sort of victim, and you don't overcome, you don't become a better man, you don't become a better person through it. You gain negative ability. I wouldn't say abilities. You get thinking like it turns into a mutant or something.
Yeah, right.
They gain negative traits and and then eventually in the future they turn into some sort of victim because that they have these things because of trauma or whatever. Where trauma is supposed to help you push through. You have anything to say on that?
If I'm gonna pressure my son, I definitely will. He's gonna be doing 100 push-ups a day. He's gonna be strong as fuck. I'm gonna pressure him to be a badass motherfucker. If I have a daughter, I will pressure her to be a very intelligent, strong in her own way, different, not strength wise, just be smart and be very socially aware, socially intelligent, and and just make her respect. Well, not make her, but show her a world in which it's very important to respect everyone, not just men or women, just both, just everyone. and just be kind, and basic life skills. Of course, I will put pressure to be a good human being.
Exactly. That's how it should be.
Be their true self. If that's truly how they feel,
that's
it
not
feels
their
like
true
that
self.
would
No,
be.
it's their
I'm sorry that I just keep pausing like every freaking 2 seconds, but I feel like in the sense of what John is trying to say here is just letting the child like go free, just go wild. You know,
Gotta have some
like
structure.
no guidance whatsoever. Like you got to give them guidance in some sort of way. You'd be like, oh, it's you're kind of like passive parenting at that
People
point.
don't even know how to be parents anymore. We live in such a sad world.
Yeah, like
Thank God my mom, dad, thank God my my parents are they're very good at they were good at parenting, especially my dad, extremely strong guy. I'm not a bitch because my dad was not a bitch.
Shout out to Andrew's dad.
Right. And Mike is not a bitch because Mike has a strong dad.
Shout
as
out
well.
to my dad. My dad's a homie.
Right.
My dad's a real
and then
G.
our moms are very feminine.
Shout out to our moms.
And she is the reason that we are kind men. We have compassion because of our moms have taught us how to be kind and caring, but also at the same time we get we are a strong dad. So not to take shit from anyone. Be disciplined. Don't be a moron. Don't commit crime.
Have common sense.
Be better than everyone else. Be the 1%. So we are strong as a result of powerful parents. But a lot of you guys coming up, you guys should not be parents. You guys have a lot of work to do, and you have no structure in your kid's life. But that's I don't have kids, but so fine. Hate me all you want. Just my opinion.
Eventually, when I have kids, then I'll be putting it.
He'll show you guys how to do it the right way. Mike got you guys. Don't worry.
I'll show you how to do it the right way.
They're
That's
not their true
that's
self.
this like
Thank you.
that's this way. It's
Thank you.
society has influenced everybody to
correct.
be
We are
like,
so off.
you know,
He's gonna
Yeah,
feel
you said I
attacked.
can identify. I can be whatever I want. If I want to say
You're gonna feel attacked.
I'm
man.
Beyonce today, I can now just be Beyonce.
But do you
right?
actually believe
Beyonce.
that?
I do. I kind of
but
feel
like,
like
I don't think you
Can we
believe
talk
it.
about
You
the prompt?
genuinely
Yeah,
believe
let's-
it.
let's go
Okay,
back
The
so
to
prompt
here's-
about
here's
men
the
falling
other- Here's
behind.
the other thing. Men are falling behind. Is it because of feminism or is there socioeconomic factors that we're not looking at?
Well, how do we
Because
define
no.
falling behind?
Let's
Yeah,
look,
what do you see as falling behind?
What's falling behind? So people in America, not just men, everybody is getting poor. This has nothing to do with
Well, that's
feminism.
not
Well, we're not
true.
getting
No,
poor.
That's a mental.
So, okay, he's talking about people being poor.
I know that feeling.
And I mean, like he's got a point, but it's a lot bigger than that because there are a lot of other people that are getting a lot richer. There are a lot of people that are becoming more rich, and there are people that are becoming very poor, and that is a social divide pretty much. Then one of the many social divides that are going on in society in general, worldwide. But if you want to talk about just America, it's pretty much happening where there is no pretty much the middle class is depleting because they're either going into the poor category or they're becoming rich.
Right.
And so that is becoming a social division that's going to separate the human populace, not only just from that way, but also race and gender are also separating people, and they're not seeing the real issue, which is the government.
Right.
State.
No.
That's
It's not
that's
true.
the mentality.
This is economic data. We're
I'm not
falling
getting
behind
that.
Well,
our
you
society.
can blame your president
And-
for that.
Okay,
And
back
the other
to the
thing
prompt.
is, what do you define as masculinity? It can be subjective.
Tell
from
us.
culture to culture.
What do you define
I
masculinity?
think masculinity is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be this objective
How-
thing where it's like, oh, you're masculine, you're
How
not.
is
Like,
it? Can it?
so it could be different from our society to another society. And actually, in some countries, like men who don't provide for their families or are not the sole provider are not seen
But
as
are we talking
masculine.
about other countries, or are we talking about the
But
U.S.?
even
right
here,
now?
actually, even here, there are people who will say that's demasculating for a man to make less money than his wife.
I appreciate everything everyone's saying. I do want to talk about the prompt. When I heard the prompt and I heard that, I thought about men falling behind, I thought more like mental health, like suicide is more common
Oh, we're
with
gonna
men.
go here.
No,
Love
but it's
this one.
true. Like men
But it's such a
commit suicide at
it's not
higher
a cop out. Like
rates.
I'm not saying mental health isn't an issue. That it is an issue, and obviously a lot of men are having.
Yeah, we've talked about this on
Mental
a
health is
different
a
live
huge
stream,
issue,
and
yeah.
yeah, we need to fix the people who are mentally ill. We need to help them.
They need a lot of help.
Yeah, they need to be fixed.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to say like they're just some sort of, there's some sort of broken toy. Like I don't want you to think that that's what I'm trying to say. They need help they don't have a mental illness, that they're not, crazy or whatever issue that they might be having. I don't want them to have that whatever issue they have. I want them to be healed of that thing, whatever it is. And because once you do that, then a lot of the issues, a lot of the problems that are happening, especially in America, most of them will go away. Well, it probably won't go away quickly, but it will go away at some point, and it'll definitely help society in the long run.
Experiencing a lot of pressure.
Have you heard like the term death of despair?
Men are committing suicide more. Men are
Right.
dying from alcohol-related illnesses more.
True.
And they're also dying from drugs.
I seen a thing where I think it was Jordan Peterson? He said women commit suicide more than men, but men kill themselves more than women. And meaning,
I think women try more, but
yeah,
men actually succeed more.
Where I think how he said that was because women commit suicide as in they pretty much they do it in a way where it's not like lethal force, where either like the slitting of the wrist or whatever it might be, like something where it's not lethal instant. It's not like an instantaneous like death. Men like will do it like put the bullet, put the gun to the head type of thing. That men will use lethal force because that's just what men do. Men use lethal force. And we have that capability. I wouldn't say that that's something that we should be doing. It's not something that you should be doing all the time. It's something that is we should be capable of doing, but choose not to. And so that I feel like that is it's a thing where both genders do it. Both genders off themselves, but I feel like men succeed more than women because women don't try not to do it in a way of lethality where men do. If men want to do it, they're going to do it.
Right.
It's that type of thing.
Drug abuse and drug overdose more.
Correct.
And that's an increasing trend in society.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
see
real.
educational
It is
gaps.
No, there's no denying that. Like young men are abandoning colleges at a rapid
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to be a man.
They're also
Like
far
the-
lonelier than women are
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
not
women
so
are the
harder.
least
Hold on.
happy.
Can I finish my point? Sorry. I'm like, don't let me lose my train of thought. They're abandoning colleges. Women make up, they enroll in college at a 60% rate. Women are earning more than men nowadays, right? So
I
Yeah,
don't agree
well,
with
no,
that.
that
Not
is
hold
true.
on, hold on,
statistically.
hold
We
on.
can get
Some-
the
some-
wage
s-
gap.
depends-
It's about enrollment. So are they having other jobs? Yeah, probably. But I'm saying like
Well,
men are
okay.
not going to these institutions. Why?
When you're saying lack of enrollment, there's more entrepreneurials in the entrepreneurial space than ever before in history. So I believe a lot of people are opting out of college as we had to pursue their venture. So that could be part of the reason why the enrollment has
Well,
declined.
Can I just
The
go back to a point that you
age-
said really quick,
Yeah,
where
go
you
ahead.
talked about
Yeah.
like the mental health of men and how
Me?
the
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
stigmatization
Mhm.
of men addressing their mental health.
Yeah.
What system are we in that
Sure.
makes it so that men have this big stigma around our mental health where we can't
Yeah.
talk about it and the suicide rate goes up?
So I'll
We
tell
are in a patriarchal system.
No,
Hold
that's-
on, let me
That
tell you.
is
Let me
the-
tell you.
Those
So
are
the
those are the
way
bounds we are within currently.
there's a
That's
lot
toxic
But can I have
masculinity.
Mason
Oh
to
my god.
complete his point? I'll encourage you to let the other person finish the point, and then of course you can take it forward, but let them talk.
Just
The
real
same
quick,
thing.
the systemic structures we are in
Yes.
are patriarchy. That
That-
is what is
Okay.
Patriarchy is a good thing, and the reason is because we have literally developed great civilizations due to that and gender roles and all that kind of stuff. But you guys, well, a lot of guys out there, or women or whatever, they're trying to manipulate that and make it to seem like a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing.
has caused men
Mhm.
to have this massive stigma around mental health,
Sure.
where we don't feel empowered to reach out. Men
Well, the reason is because a lot of men feel like they have nothing to do. They have no purpose. No, men must perform something. We have to accomplish something. It's like Mike and I, we do this YouTube channel because we're working on something. We're building ourselves. We're building a brand. We're actually trying to build, get something going, and we're putting constant effort into it. It keeps us alive. It keeps us motivated. It keeps us healthy mentally.
Exactly.
And it gives us goals to reach. But a lot of guys, they don't have that direction. They don't have the thing that they're working on. They're more of a consumer than a creator, and it will affect them in life because they have nothing to do. So a lot of guys are very lost right now. So that is one of the big problems of men's mental health, because they have nothing to do and they have all the sedation to keep them distracted and fat, pretty much
succumb to their mental health or their mental health issue because a way to remove a lot of these things that these people are saying. I'm talking about mental health in a way where they can't express themselves or whatever. Men can express themselves, but the way that a lot of men will do that is by going to the gym, lifting weights, going to doing some sort of combat sport like martial arts, kickboxing, something like that. That releases those types of emotions out, and you're using it as like a weapon. You're taking your emotions and using it as a weapon in a controlled manner. And I feel like that is the best way, because there's a lot of people that say that they like to go to these to the what is it called, like these break rooms or whatever, or these destruction rooms or whatever, where like you can pretty much go into these rooms and it's like a whole big thing, and you get like sledgehammers and shit, and you start breaking shit. And when they finish doing that, they feel good. They feel great because they're letting out all these emotions. They're letting out all these things that that they're bottling inside, right? And what was it, Mason? I think Mason was trying to say is like, because it's a patriarchy system, men shouldn't talk about their emotions or like talk about their feelings and stuff like that. Men shouldn't be just going to a woman and be like, yeah, I'm really sad today. Like, that's not what you do. You go to yourself, hey, I'm not feeling great, I'm kind of a little down. I want to go to the gym. I want to go and lift some weights. I want to hope that can give me some sort of boost of energy or boost of mental clarity. And so that's what you should be doing. You should be going out and doing something, especially something that you like to do, and that can also help express your feelings in a way, like what I was saying before with the gym or with a combat sport, doing something that can expel those emotions in a way where it's being used. They're being used. They're not being bottled in. You're not feeling subjected into into a corner because you can't talk about your feelings. You don't need to talk about them. You just need to use them.
Right.
Tend to not go to therapy. That leads to suicide. That leads to all of these big things. That's not caused by feminism. That was happening well before the feminist movement came into these new waves.
There's a lot of psychiatrists, psychologists, and economists, professors, all these people coming out saying that the actual psychology department is feminized. I know.
Right.
I know.
I'm processing what you're saying.
The psychology department.
Between 1995 and 2015, the number of women within the academic psychology workforce more than doubled, an increase of 126%, and their representation increased from 37 to 53.
The way that
girls are naturally interested in like human dynamics and just emotions and like all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense.
Yeah, so any woman that would go into like into a college most likely would go for either education or psychology. That's just usually what would happen.
Things processed is for women. So women and men process information differently. Men are like this in their brain. Women are, it's all over. And like, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it's left brain, right brain.
When you process, like, men need to solve the problem before they can process the emotion.
Women are emotional.
React on emotion.
Yeah, that's it.
But so women have they do better with talk therapy. That doesn't always work for men. Men do better when they are kind of working with a coach or somebody that's going to be like, this is what you have to do, and then come
like
back
massive action steps.
That's why mentors work. That's why men need.
He had a thought though. Can we let him finish his thought?
The same problems with the military, a lot of the suicide rate. Even though there is therapy services, they're actually actively discouraged, and it's because of this masculine energy in the military. Because it is still, even to this day, a very ultra masculine institution.
What is the military? Bruh.
Is it though? Is it though?
And there's these negative energies saying like, hey, no, you shouldn't like go talk. That's what these fucking do.
But that's toxic
masculinity. Yes. But it comes from a place of it comes from a place where it's like, oh, that's not what men do. Just suck it up and push on. And that's why a lot of these guys end up killing themselves.
But you don't know. Like I said earlier, you don't suck it up and move on. You express it through
in a positive way.
In a positive way, like I was saying before, with like the gym
or you just having some friends and going out and just hanging out, just
fucking around.
Yeah, shooting some guns or going bowling or air hockey is
Fight Club or something like that.
Yeah, find something that works for you. Like for me, Air hockey is my game. I get the boys out. We play air hockey. I don't care who's hating on that. Fuck you if you're hating on air hockey. That's my sport. I go out and
That's
air
my
hockey makes me feel
sport.
good. Yeah, that's my shit right there. I am world champion air hockey player. Anyone from the world my challenge is accepted. Come here. We can play air hockey. That's my thing. Keeps me alive. Keeps me going. But a lot of guys don't have what I have, so they're not successful.
What branch were you in? Can I ask?
We'll go a little bit longer.
Okay. So you're an athlete, correct? And in the military, what is in the military that makes everything work within the military? It's a structure, right?
Yes, it's a structure.
It's a system, right? Who runs the military? Who is at the very top of the command?
Oh, the commander in chief, the
Correct.
president of the United States. But
I'm making a point here. So there's one person at the very top. Even if you take the commander in chief away, there's your general, right? And there's lieutenant general, there's corporal, and I forget don't hate me. There's all those privates, etc. There's a system. One person is at the top of that system, and he has supporting members underneath him, all the way down to private. And that's what patriarchy was, quote, patriarchy was designed. It's a system of one person taking a leadership position, and they make decisions for the greater good, utilitarianism of all, meaning the family unit.
That's not really what patriarchy
and actually,
means.
It is. I looked up the definition.
That's actually a very.
I literally looked it up yesterday.
So here, what we'll do is we'll pause now and we'll talk about this this patriarchy and hierarchy, and then we'll end it for here, and then we'll do part 2 tomorrow. We'll try to get part 2 for you guys. So
yeah,
what are your thoughts on the patriarchy?
Yeah,
Because I think men are hierarchical. I mean, there's the private, the corporal goes up and up and up. What keeps a man going is to have him constantly evolving, and that's like the purpose. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, sorry. No, I like what she's saying. Like patriarchy, like they demonize the patriarchy, but they don't understand what the patriarchy is. And what she was explaining is that it's a structure that one person takes the role of a leader and makes decisions based upon the greater good of the colony. For the greater good of the colony. Don't forget about that. And so and people want to bash on the patriarchy because that they're not the ones at the top. They feel like they're not being represented at the top. And so they feel like the whole system is flawed. But the system isn't fully flawed.
There's corruption,
there is corruption. I will give you that there is corruption regardless of whatever it is, wherever it is. But the thing is that the system itself is meant to be that the people that are in charge, the people that are at the top, do it because that they feel that they are able to do it for the greater good of everyone else, that they will make the decisions that no one else could do. I think of it the same way as like if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, right, on TV. Rick is the leader because he makes the decisions for the greater good of his group, for his family, for stuff like that. He makes the decisions, and so that right there is a patriarchy. He is the leader, and then you have who else was in there? Glenn and Daryl and stuff. They were like his generals pretty much, and so like he would go to them, and so on and so forth. And then you have like the privates who would be his son and whoever else. That is what the structure of a patriarchy. And he makes the decisions, and he understands that what he does, it has consequences that can either benefit his group, everyone else underneath him, or it can be detrimental to his group. And so he has to make the tough choices. He has to be the one to do that. Not a lot of people can do that. Men or women can really do that. And the patriarchy is something that we have to respect it, but we also need to understand that in our society right now, in American society, it is being corrupted, and there is something that we must do to fix it, to put it into the right place. And the solution is not to get rid of it. The solution is to cleanse it of the corruption. So we'll leave you on that one.
Exactly. So yeah, guys. Well, beautifully well said. A lot of women also just don't have a lot of real male role models right now to look up to, and it's very unfortunate, but is what it is. But yeah, guys, we'll go into part 2 tomorrow. We'll talk about more. So guys, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about this kind of stuff. We are students of life, just like you guys are. We're always trying to learn and evolve and get better and have fun along the way. So make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and donate to the Cash App link in the description below. Money goes towards all the cameras and stuff for the equipment, all the equipment for the channel. And we're going to see you guys in the next live stream.